Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So, I kind of had like a little bit of downloads, and they all came different ways. So how do I start this up? Okay, so first I'm gonna go and say which cards I'm gonna use. So I saw this one. This is the one that they said, use this one for sure. And when I went to the card cabinet, it was like jumping off the shelf. It was like halfway out. I was like, oh, sweet, easy to find. And then from there, I saw Spirit Song Tarot, which is funny. Oh, Spirit Song. Because when I saw it, I was thinking birds. And then when I saw the birds, they told me to use the Wisdom of the Tree Oracle. So then I saw like a bird sitting in a tree. So when I come here and I show you an elephant, I'm a little bit like, what? But I didn't see the elephant. So then I come over here and I'm getting like lots of like nature vibes. I pulled two cards, and the first one I pulled was Silver Birch. And this brought me to a memory back in, there's a town in Alberta called Bragg Creek. And so they have this like meditation area. And when you go into the washroom, it's really cool. It's like this circle, like dome thing. And it's all out in nature. I love Bragg Creek. I love the feel of that town. And then you go to the washroom and the wallpaper in it is a bunch of like silver birch. So then that brought me to think of my friend who also watches this channel sometimes. And I bought she's an author. So I bought some of her books. She has, I'm kind of working on this one. This one's called Love Alchemy, The Sacred Journey to Self-Love Workbook. And so she spent a really long time writing this. You want to see a picture? That's her. She's awesome. And maybe I'll put like a link so you can like maybe look at the books if you feel interested to buy them. Who's coming in? No one. Weird. The door just opened on its own. Maybe a spirit. Anyway, so she worked on this book for like, when I first met her, that's when she always had the inspiration for it, and she wrote many books before, but this one took so long for her. It was like, she had to like go through the experience in order to put it onto words. Whereas the other ones, you know, you just write because they're stories and whatnot. But this is like her heart is in this book. So it just gives you things to like reflect on. And there's like little areas that you can like write. And I'm not going to write in my book because I just can't. Anyways, so then a couple months ago, I was going through her Instagram page and she put out another book. And this one's called These Words of Love. And so they told me, as soon as I saw that silver birch, it took me to one of her retreats and workshops that I went to and was like, go get her book. So I randomly opened it up and yeah, so we had silver birch. I've got a random passage from the book that she wrote. Oh yeah, so that one took like a decade. Like she had, like I said, I don't know how long we've been friends. I feel like time is flying by. But she had to like live it and breathe it and like experience it before she could write it and release it to the world. But this one, she mentioned that she would just wake up in the middle of the night and just have it like channeling, just had to write it, just had to write and write and write and write, that this one was written so quick. So it's kind of interesting to see the change in that. And I did pull one flower therapy card, and I kind of just did like this. And of course I can't find it now, but it was talking about clearing your chakras. And so, yeah. So yesterday or last night, I felt called that I had to do a reading, and I felt like a lot of dreams had to do with it. So the fact that my friend woke up in the middle of sleeping to write this book, I feel like is that signal. And I was like, you know what? And I still really love my downtime. I don't want to make videos, but here we are. And because I'm kind of on like this like cool journey, and I don't want to like, I kind of want to complete it like she did in that book before I can share it with you. But I was like, what about, I have a couple readings that are kind of like in the vault, and I'm like, why don't I release those? And I went and I watched them. I'm like, oh no, that's why you didn't release them, because something wasn't right with them. It was like, yeah. Anyways, I was looking at one of them, and the plants in the background were so puny and like scraggly, and like, so I was like admiring them, and I was like, holy crap, did these plants grow so much in just a short time. It kind of like, I don't know, it made my heart happy. So I'm getting lots of nature, I'm getting lots of healing, lots of that. There was one reading that I'm still waffling if I should share it or not, and I'm kind of on the not part. So in it, it was talking about other people being so focused on you that, and Spirit called them a bunch of losers. And they weren't name calling them or anything. They were calling them a bunch of losers because in life, they kind of are. So let me explain that. So there's you doing your thing with your group of friends. You guys are, and in it was the Alice in Wonderland tarot, which is not here. But like, there was like the king, there was Alice, and the white rabbit. It was like this band of misfits. And they all had their thing that they contributed to the group. One was really good at the creative, one was very good at details, one was very good at like structure and organization. And together they planted seeds, and it was a Three of Pentacles moment. So yesterday's reading had a Three of Pentacles in it. And that's when I'm like, I'm seeing little connections here. Let's follow the dots. Let's follow the white rabbit. And yeah, you plant your seeds and it's growing time. Like, I didn't realize how much change and growth had happened in such a couple months. This was only like 6 months ago when I looked, and I was like, wow. I thought that they weren't doing that well. Because when I did do my move across Canada, a couple of my real favorite ones, and the ones that were thriving, didn't make it. So that sucks. And the ones that were like the easiest to care for, I kind of left them back home. So I hope they're still alive. They're not, that's not my home. They're back at the place that once upon a time was home. There. And yeah, so I'm doing this, I'm doing all that. All these insights are coming. It's like, it's growing season, they're sharing. And so they showed the chakra system, how it needs to be cleared out. And things have been kind of like slow, but they're showing that things are a little bit muddy right now. And I need to detox and let things go. So I was listening to a couple of songs, and anyways, I want to come back to this one. Maybe I'll save it. So I was listening to the new album by Jennie from Blackpink, and the last one really started, it's called Twin. Just a couple words stood out because I was getting ready, doing my thing. There's no lyrics. Oh no. I thought that we'd have lyrics. Shitty. Okay, how was it? It was about old friends. It was about growing apart. It was about things like that. The song before was about stars and twinkling. I guess it's not meant to be in this song. Anyway, so from there was words in that really stood out, but it's not standing out all of a sudden. I guess it will probably come out in a different song. And then because it got to the end of the album, it randomly chose new things. And so it went to Doechii, Denial is a River, and it's playing. I was like, where's the music come from? My earphones. Denial is a River, pause. And there was one part, we're talking about chakra system, things are muddy, things needing to detox, and that's the part of the song that all of a sudden I was like, because she does do a collaboration with Doechii, so I thought maybe we were still on the same album, but we weren't. But the part that I thought was really kind of interesting was like, and I shared like 3 days ago her story, and how in 2020 she got fired. Hey, in yesterday's story, it was like, you're fired. And now I see a connection again. So in 2020, she got fired. She didn't know what to do. She had nothing going for her, didn't have kids, didn't have anything. So she's like, you know what? I'm just going to go to a music studio and I'm going to try to be an assistant or whatever. And in 2025, fast forward, she won a Grammy. So that's pretty impressive because that was just 5 years, right? What's your 5-year plan? And yesterday's was all about your biggest dream going out into the universe and like, what are you going to make happen? So anyways, I've never really listened to this song. I've heard parts of it, right? It's on TikTok and whatnot. And yeah, but now it kind of talks in the story about how, like, the breakup, things like that, finding out that people are liars and cheaters and manipulators, which could be the wolves in yesterday's reading, and blah, blah, blah. So now it goes up to here. It's like, fast forward me, 2023. I'm stacking lots of cheese, making lots of money. My grass is really green. And that's when I was like, oh, the plants, they're so green. Like, I was having that thought as that song came in. And I was like, yeah, things really have been growing. So money could be a thing. And you know what? I've been kind of talking with spirit and whatnot about money, because money is such a thing that people hoard, right? They hoard it, or else they're so frivolous with it that they don't have the concept of how hard it was to earn it. But again, money is a neutral energy. So it is something that is abundant for everyone. It's just, yeah. So everyone thinks if you have all the money in the world that all your problems would be solved. But in this one, as it goes, I need a cleanse, I need a detox, but we ain't got time to stop. The charts need us. Fast forward me, 2023, I'm stacking lots of cheese, making lots of money. My grass is really green, and honestly, I can't even fucking cap no more. This is a really dark time for me. I'm going through a lot, because there is that old part. Yesterday's was all about sin. And so there is a part here, and she's like, right, you mean drugs? And it's like, drugs? No, it's a natural plant. And then I felt drawn to pull the trees and the flowers and the plants. Yesterday's was grapes in there and things like that, saying like, I'm not an addict, I'm not a this. I mean, I like this, I like pills, I like blah, 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 and it goes on and on. I like strippers, I like all this Hollywood stuff. And so that's what I'm seeing. That's all we need for the words here. But denial. Denial is a river. The Nile. So when does the Nile flood? Soon, actually. So that's kind of interesting. And it's already been 12 minutes, and those are all the insights I got up to this part. So if you're still here, still with me, like, sorry it took a while. It's like a treasure chest that they always send you on, and things don't make sense. So that's what I've been going through this morning. So first, I want to read my friend's passage, or whatever she wrote. She wrote on page 63, acknowledge your sadness and loss, but don't hide yourself away. Don't bury yourself in emotion and grief. Move beyond all the garbage, the imperfections, and the facade. Once we shed all that, our inner light shines. So that's what I'm kind of seeing is there's this sadness, this something, and so you don't want to deal with it, so then you turn to these other things. And these other things you do like, they are fun, they pump up and give you that energy or that oomph for a bit. But I also pulled out my little bag of sweary affirmations, and I just took them out, and on the very, very top, it says, put on your favorite song and dance your ass off, right? We gotta work this through. And, the Jenny song, thank you. I knew it. So remember how a while ago that it always kept talking about a letter, right? Something to do with writing a letter. And in this song, I'm gonna butcher it, but it was like a letter. I'm writing a letter. It's like I'm writing a letter, but it's a song. I'm writing a letter, but it's a song. I'm writing a letter, but it's a song. And it says it so many damn times. And then that's when I was like, dude, the letter readings in the past, right? Even like some viewers commented, like, what's up with this letter? Are we writing a book? Yeah, my friend is. She woke up in the middle of the night and just wrote it. And then the one viewer was like, I'm like, maybe you're meant to write a book. And she's like, oh, I can't write a book. But you know what I was thinking ever since then? You don't have to be perfect at anything. You just have to have the story within you. You have to somehow get it out. You could talk into a tape recorder. You could actually write it down. But to actually do the editing and all the publishing and all that other stuff, that's someone else's forte. Like my friend here, every single time, because I used to run like a circle, a women's group. It wasn't women's, it was everyone. Just tended to be mostly women. But every time I did something or wrote a story, I would send it to her and she'd be my editor, because I don't care about that stuff and I never have. And maybe I will one day, but I really doubt it. But yeah, that was another. I want the lyrics to that. Because I feel like this is all about twin flame, which I'm not the biggest thing to care about twin flame journey. But I don't know. Sorry, I hate when people just sit here and watch me not do much, but that's the vibe. Twin. It's called Twin. It's like I'm writing a letter and I put in a 12-ounce bottle of Heineken. Hey, there's some drinking in the Atlantic on a whim. Because I know I've been gone too long, but I'm writing a song. It's like I'm writing a letter, but I'm writing a song. Writing a letter, but I'm writing a song. Can you just bear with me? We are 10 years in, young and dumb and innocent, my friend. And I knew all along that we were both wrong. I didn't leave ya, I still see ya, and I'm bumping Ashanti, yeah, back on the beach. I didn't hold ya, but I still know ya, and we will make things right when we get older, friend. Twin, 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 you and I, we drifted apart, twin, 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 like white clouds under the stars. Do you feel a way? I blame the timing, wasn't timing, we was fighting and colliding. I just couldn't stay, and I keep your name so tightly into my heartbeat. Guess I lost you and you lost me, but I put fuel to your flame. I didn't leave ya, I still see ya, when I'm bumping Ashanti on the beach, yeah. I didn't hold ya, but I still know ya. Well, that's the part. It's like I'm writing a letter, but I'm writing a song. It's like I'm writing a letter, but I'm writing a song. So, cool synchronicity. And that's what I feel like the letter was emotions to something, but I don't know, as this one said, it's been like 10 years apart, 10 years something. Maybe it is like a long lost friend. This is my long lost friend because she's gone on the other side of the world, other side of the country. And I really miss my friends. I do. Because damn, are they so smart, intelligent. They've like their heart. They have such heart and soul. And I haven't met too many people where I am now who are into that kind of stuff. There's a lot of other friends I'm meeting that are taking me on different paths. But I really miss my spiritual friends. So, I'm meeting a couple. But yeah, let's shake up cards now. Because, I don't know, that's the story. That's my synchronicity path. We're going to do the trees first. This one wants to come out. What are you? The boba. Is it 1 or 2? I'm seeing 3. 2. And we have pine, which says Monterey pine. Hey, and then what I really noticed is the 2 here, the 2 birds, because I swear this was birds. I thought I was pulling the feather ones, that was only birds. I think I need a deck just of birds, not just bird feathers, but just birds. That's what I want. That's what I need. And then here we have the Empyrean Beach. Okay, so really funny. I'm like looking here and I'm like, is that a bird or is that a feather? And it was like, I've got the deck of just the feathers, but I want a deck just of birds. I love birds. So what's going on here? What I really like here is I'm seeing different continents, different parts of the world, different trees. So now I'm seeing the root system and the communication and how they survive and thrive in different areas. So now we have King of Acorns in reverse. We have 8 of Acorns. I feel like there should be no reversals. And they say that is correct. Okay. Something about releasing, letting things go. And for the flower, what about the flower? I am going to do a lot of reading for the trees. We have signs from heaven, Your loved ones in spirit are waving hello and giving you reassurance that you will be all right. So now let's just put on some swears. That one. I am more than worthy. I am a fucking warrior woman. And then one more. Ah! Okay. And then, oh, hey, and then the song one came out again. And you want to know what song is actually playing in my head right now? This was all about, I was listening to Jenny's album, but I'm hearing Rosie's Call Us What You Are, Toxic from the Start. Da-da-da-da. And that is one of my favorite songs. I do. I like that a lot. Not as much as the other one on that album, but let me see. I'm supposed to read. Because you know what? Trees are freaking cool. And if we can learn. Okay, so I have a little note that I left myself on here. So let's just read that. It says, the more I know, the more I realize I am so much. How not to utilize it all and not be fragmented. Being present versus travel. It says connect to the ancestors. And then I was asking, who is that? Is that blood? Is that people from past lives? Is that the trees? Or is it a whole nother place? And that's what I'm seeing here. The more that I know, the more I realize I am so much. There's so much to you. And a lot of that, as it said, how can you utilize it all and not be fragmented? Sometimes things are a little intense, and so you can't really integrate it all. But so that's what I'm even seeing is like this store outside, and it's like ready to come in even more, and the ancestors are like holding space for you so that you can integrate things. So I'm seeing this here. I am more than worthy. I am a fucking warrior woman. And so I'm seeing solar plexus and confidence just like growing and growing and growing. And it's spiraling. What about this spiral? You keep thinking you're going in circles, but really it's that spiral. We're bringing things up and out. And so now I'm almost seeing like, not a dishwasher, a washing machine, how when you're drying your clothes, and it said we had to clean out the chakras. So the wheels are spinning. And so maybe things are buzzy, maybe things are intense right now. That's why you gotta dance. Let things go. I feel like it's time to move. It's time to go. It's go time. Time for your go-go juice. And I wrote a story in class. I had to do the sliding filament mechanism, and I made a story about it, about a superhero, and he needed his go-go juice, and his go-go juice was ATP, which is what your body needs in order to have energy. ATP is go-go juice, and I see that as like yellow glowing energy, light, pure energy. So let's learn about some of these trees, because plants, food, medicine, where things are spinning. You think they're spinning out of control, but it's letting all that guck, all that mud, all that things that need to detox and be released and let go. I also forgot to even like focus more. I just said king of acorns and 8 of acorns. But hey, that's what we're looking at. No birds. We still want a bird deck, but we got an eel here. And this one says energy and results. And this one says optimism and innovation. So I'm seeing like a computer kind of coming online. Things were sleeping, it was powered off. And all of a sudden, boom, we hit that yellow button and it turns on. And now things are processing and doing. That's where I see that innovation. Things are upgrading, right? That circle is not a circle, it's a spiral. And you're not spiraling out of control. You're becoming more whole, more you, more clear, more clarity. And this electric eel is intense, but it's going to bring results. So let's start off with the Monterey pine. Why can't I say it? Monterey. I don't know, I keep saying Montgomery. Anyways, so these two blue ones with the, not Montgomery, Monterey pine and boba are roots. And so what do you want to share? Well, we found the boba first, so let's read that one. And I did pull it first. What are we at for time-wise? Still a little long. Maybe we'll read this quick, but that's what I'm seeing. Roots and being. This is you just being. So the boba is all about survival. Hey, you want to see the picture again? And look, it even has like that water rain jug. And it's all about, it's native to Africa, Madagascar, and Australia. Bears highly nutritious fruits and leaves, extremely long-lived, grows 6 feet tall. 60 feet tall. Just add a little zero on that. I heard zero to hero. And it says, I am known as the tree of life because I help people to survive the hardest living conditions. Whenever you call on me, I will give you emotional strength and spiritual substance so that you can cope with whichever life brings you. Its remarkable ability to store thousands of gallons of water in the spongy wood of the trunk has saved countless lives in times of drought. The layers of fiber beneath the bark is used to make rope and cloth. This life-saving qualities of the boba give it great spiritual significance in Africa and Australia, and is believed to be the gateway to the afterlife. Oh, the duat. It can live for up to 3,000 years before rotting from the inside and collapsing. Its edible seeds are high in vitamin C, calcium, and protein. So are the valuable food. It says, have faith in the universe's ability to provide you with exactly what you need whenever you need it, and to offer you spiritual protection. Use your resources and talents to get the most out of every day. You know what kind of stood out to me in that was vitamin C. I'm not a doctor, I'm not anything, but I don't know, I see that as like oranges or like that. So I don't know, I see that as like life and vitality, especially like citrus. When you smell it, you're just like, and it like wakes you up. That computer waking up, it's time to have a reboot. And I see things clearing and doing all that. So I almost see like this one, the boba, as like the computer in the sleeping part. That's like you just living your day in a rut or a routine. Every day is exactly the same, but there's no like sparks or like hopes and dreams and those kind of things. It's just like you getting up and surviving, right? This one was all about survival. So let's go on to the Monterey, I said it, pine. So yeah, okay, and all of a sudden I was like doubting myself, and I was like, oh shoot, is this really? Because I saw this one in Africa, I saw this one in North America, and I saw this one in Europe. And I was like, I really hope that this one is in North America. And all of a sudden I kind of saw Scotland or something like that for some reason, and started doubting myself, but it does say it's from California. It's native to the central coast of California. Bears needle-like leaves and cones, fast growing, grows up to 195 feet. Damn. Tall when cultivated. It is all about purpose. I grow tall and straight as I stretch upwards towards the sky. My timber is used around the world, so I am planted more widely than any of my pine cousins. I signify strength and purpose, and I can help you find your own purpose in life too. You know what? I think trees are so cool, especially like I just thought, wood is wood. But then I actually started learning about trees and wood, and I went to like this like lumber store, and I didn't think it'd be fun. You know when you used to like go with your dad to like hardwood? No, did I go with my dad? My grandpa. I would go with my grandpa to like hardwood places, and I'd be like, man, this is boring. And then even I worked at a Lowe's once, and I got to work in the garden center, so that was never boring, because I got to play with plants. But in the actual like building parts, I was like, boring. I know it's not. But then I actually went to like a lumber store, and there was like all these different woods from all over the world. And that's where I saw like the Purple Heart and like, ebony wood. And it was just so freaking cool. And that's when I feel like my real obsession with trees kind of happened. Yeah. Anyways, getting sidetracked because I talked about lumber in here. So, pines have always been highly valued for their timber, and the Monterey pine is one of the most important sources of timber throughout the northern hemisphere. It is one of the species of trees that has adapted to cope with forest fires. Its long cones remain sealed in resin coating until the intense heat of the forest fire makes them burst open and spreads their seeds to recolonize the forest. Medicinal preparations made from the pine needles act as a disinfectant and diuretic. So that's what I see is here, right? Fire, the hot. And yesterday I was like, you're fired. Like, how do you take a hot situation and make something good out of it? So I see this eel as that electric, right? That energy, the whatever. And I just see that intensity. I think that's why it says put on your favorite song and dance your ass off, because there is a need to, did I ever show you the picture? I don't know. Dance your ass off, because the energy and everything in here is a little intense. But you're meant to deal with this intensity. You have everything it is from this baobab. You know what I'm talking about, right? It had food, shelter, water, all the right resources for you. And then now it's like in this intense situation and you're like, I am more worthy because I'm a fucking warrior woman, as that one said. So now there's optimism and innovation and power. And now we're going to go over here to the European beach. And I just keep hearing them say, son of a beach. And it's supposed to be funny, but in that one song, it talked about a beach. The twin song. And there's those two birds, the two something. I'm writing a letter, it's really a song. I'm writing a letter, it's really a song. Anyways, want to know what this is all about? Because I've never really heard of this one. It's native throughout most of Europe and up to southern Sweden. Bears catskin and edible nuts, long-lived, grows up to 165 feet tall. So this is all about sustenance. Sustenance. My wood has been used for centuries and my nuts provide food for animals. I hold on to some of my dead leaves each winter to give myself protection from the worst of weather, and I will protect and sustain you too, if you wish. The beech tree has been highly valuable for centuries. The ancient Celts in France worshipped the god Fagus, which has since become the botanical name for the beech tree. Beech mast, which is the name given to the nuts that the tree bears each autumn, were traditionally fed to pigs to fatten them up for market. The nuts can be roasted and ground to make coffee substitute, and oil extracts from them can be used in cooking. Beech was also used as a disinfectant, astringent in both Native American and Europe. All right, that's enough reading. But you know what I saw? In the last two, it was all about bugs and like having a protection against it. And so I see that as you're spinning, right? There's this detox, this like letting things go. And there's going to be other things that are always going to try and come and invade. And so on the very top of my sweary affirmations, I have positive vibes only, fuck negativity. And so that's what I kind of see is like there's this you rebooting, you having this power, stepping into whatever this is. And things that used to always come and like, I don't know, feed off your energy, it just can't anymore, because now it's really into this like powerful warrior energy. And it's not even that. I don't even see like warrior per se. It's just intense. I'm seeing, whereas things before were like you're surviving, and then whatever things would come, the weather, the elements, the everything would like blow you around, and you now you've got survival things from the baobab, right? You've got protection, you've got clothing, food, shelter, all those things. And now you have the resin from the pine to like protect you from intense extreme fires and things like that. And whereas this one talked about the leaves for the wind, like whatever's going to come your way, there's this protection, this layer of protection. And what the real protection is, it comes from this one. What does this one say again? Signs from heaven, the protea. Your loved ones in spirit are waving hello and giving you reassurance that you will be all right. And they want to look at the bottom. That's on the bottom. Oh, power again. This one says balance, work, rest, and play. The yellow rose. It's important for you to have fun along with fulfilling your responsibilities. So there is this need to detox. And in order to detox, you could just be boring and, only eat well and exercise and do all those things. But you also can dance. You can have fun with whatever it is that you're doing. And it's actually the path that's a little bit more effortless. So how can we wrap this up, Spirit? You worked long and hard on this. You have. You've gone through different phases and cycles, and you've met people along the way who have contributed to some things and others have kind of taken. And it was your relationship with how you work with the world around you. But this one is all about your relationship with yourself, with your power. Before, it's saying you went to these things and you needed things to help you. But as this new cycle happens, it's co-creation. And so for co-creation, it's that really understanding how the mind and the heart work together in sync, and how you co-create the life outside of you of the things that you need. So there were times where you went through droughts, where you were put into extreme circumstances like fire, where the wind raged and you needed these things outside of you. But that's like the first steps for a soul, right? When we come here, we need to learn survival. We need to work on the root chakra. But as the soul has grown and evolved in lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, you don't need to learn those lessons anymore. And so now it's you taking your power, and as I said, there's this upgrade, there's this coming online, there's this reboot and like repowering something that has been kind of sleeping before. Because before it was on autopilot, you had to go do these things for the root chakra. But the root chakra is feeling safe and secure now because it's been through a lot of really crummy things. But now it's to like lean into it. I feel like emotions. There's a lot of emotions when it comes to the root chakra. So it's like clearing those out because you're safe. You've made it through every single time. And so with that comes confidence, right? It went through the sacral, and the sacral was all about your creativity and passion and those things. And now it's plugged into the solar plexus. And that solar plexus is like, damn, I'm really, really powerful. I'm like sunshine. And so there's this confidence coming on, and this confidence, I'm seeing that it's like double in intensity. And so before, maybe it's like, oh, look at that person, they're so full of themselves, or, actually being powerful. But I feel like when I walk into the room, everyone's going to notice you if you do the work or you don't do the work. So it's happening no matter what. And so it says, I radiate positivity only, because you can have this power, but you can also dim your light, and then you start all over again, and you go back into survival. And do you want to do that? I don't think so. I see the ancestors here. Your loved ones in spirit are waving hello and giving you reassurance that this is your time to be as powerful as you know you are. And when you have that power, you create the world you see outside you. So you can't be like, woe is me, like all these things happen and I have no power in creating my destiny. You know that what you want, what you get, it takes discipline And I feel like you have been disciplined these last bits, but now it's like waking up. You're seeing that things are growing, that things are thriving. And so now it's time to take accountability. And with that accountability is to reassess a little bit of what can you bring forward that has been helping you and what has been a crutch that has kept you small. Because I am seeing this power, this energy in the solar plex grow, and maybe it was sad before, but the two don't coexist. A thing popped up. It said, try and send loving energy to someone that you can't tolerate today. So that's almost like, this person makes me so mad, and like it takes you out of your power, out of your joy, out of your everything. But I want to read, oh, good thing I said it. It was 63. Acknowledge your sadness and loss, but don't hide yourself away. Don't dim your light. Don't bury yourself in the emotion and grief. Move beyond all the garbage, the imperfections, and the facade. Once we shed all that, our inner light shines. So I feel like there's this hold, this power, this something. And then the more and more things aren't fair, or more that we like just don't deal with our emotions, it's like burying dirt on it. And did I share that one, or was that yesterday's? No, there is one reading that I feel like I should share, but I also don't want to, because there's just like a little bit of personal things in it. But anyways, it was talking about the seeds and how the other people, the losers who aren't focusing on themselves, I swear in this like reading, they're so focused on you. They're like, it's almost like they have nothing going on for their lives. They think that they're equal in power to you, but they're so focused on you and everything that you're doing and you're saying. And they're like trying to catch you in a lie or something. And so the name of this reading was supposed to be, you've been 1,000 souls, but you've never been toothpaste. So there's these people who are always trying to catch you in a lie, because you can't be sweet and salty, or spicy and fiery, and calm and loving. But in it talked about the blending of the masculine and the feminine energies. There was Empress energy coming out. There was this band of misfits that it's like, and it talked about how you're a gem and you're multifaceted, that you keep going to all these different things in different groups and people, and you are authentically yourself, but then you learn, right? You do this new part to you, so a new facet. Whereas this said, let go of the facade, there's different facets to you. And so you sparkle, right? That's a gem being cut into a diamond in the rough. And that's what I see, this light is like a diamond in the rough type moment, that things have chipped away, right? That wind has like eroded, the fire has like tempered, and you've survived. And now you're this coal to a diamond moment. And so the other people, they don't understand that you can be all these things, because they're not even focused on themselves, but you've had almost like 1,000 lives in this life, not even to mention the past lives. And so that they keep trying to, I don't know, you had walls, you had boundaries, and they're outside these boundaries, and they're always eavesdropping or something. Like they're just like trying to get your energy, so that they can go and be like, did you hear this? They said this. And like, it's like they get joy from shit talking you all the time, but they kept giving you energy, and all this energy, all this things that they keep thinking that they're going to bury you with. Well, you just had seeds. And so your seeds are planted, you're watering them, you're working on your emotions, your fire, your everything. And now there's growth, now there's life. And this tree has produced fruit in that reading. And in the one there, Spirit kept calling them losers, because they were so focused on you, they didn't even plant their own garden. And so now it's this time of abundance and harvest, and things are growing, and like they're starting to see all the action to all your hard work potential. What's the real word? I don't know. You're starting to see life, sparks, growth. It's reaching through the surface, and they have nothing. And so in it was talking about Care Bears, And in it, so there was like Alice in Wonderland, but then there was like Care Bears. And in Care Bears, there was Beastly and Shrieky. And Beastly was always doing that so every time you do something, they'd be like and it was like yak energy. And they just wouldn't focus on themselves. And Shrieky was always like, not fair, not fair. Did you? It's like everything about you. So you have these boundaries, right? You just return to sender, like reflect back to them. And so to them, their life, their garden didn't grow, didn't bloom. And so now you are the reason for all their problems. Everything happened because of you. But in real life, Spirit just keeps calling them losers, a bunch of losers, because they lost that life, because they didn't even try, they didn't even do the work. They're stuck in survival. And you know, these are like people that wanted things handed to them on a silver platter, because nothing is owed. You have to cultivate and co-create everything. And so that's where I feel like this energy of what you're at now is starting to happen. You're starting to co-create. And so when things happen easy for you and you have your little band of misfits that it doesn't make sense how they get along and work together, but they do. And it talked about how, yes, you've have all these different facets that you kind of are a little bit of each of those people, but sparing your energy. You know, you don't need to go out there and struggle and hop on the struggle bus, and you let others help you and build. And so now your power, I'm seeing you be a part of, you're strong in yourself, you're grounded and rooted, but you're also a part of something bigger. And so now your energy is thriving. You're not surviving, you're really thriving. And so they see that and they get really mad because, well, shit, they kept throwing all this dirt at you, but they didn't even plant their own seeds. So that's the thing. Like, I don't know, it was just funny. But yeah, there we go. That reading came to light. It's showing up in here, right? We've got roots, we've got things coming to light. It's time for optimism and innovation and you standing into more power and taking, rather than with that warrior energy. It's not that you have to let go of whatever they're throwing at you, whatever you're feeling, the emotions, you need to work through it. And as this one tree, the baobab, as it said, it stored so much water. So there are some emotions in you that need to be spun out. And so there's a chakra clearing time, because there was a time where you were tit for tat with this person, but you're growing and you're shifting timelines. And now it's time to put on your favorite song, dance your ass off, because it's important for you to have fun along with fulfilling your responsibilities. You can do both. So this power, this warrior, is learning that instead of dealing with things that are coming at you and just like trying to deflect all the time, you're co-creating it now. You create what happens around you. You need to have a very clear mind and a loving heart for that, but it's really solar plexus energy. So you're going to see results, and we're going to leave it there. So happy dancing. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.